Hi everyone, I'm going to be doing a couple of soups today. Some nice warm comfort soups. I'm going to do a potato soup and I'm going to do a broccoli soup. The potato soup, it has mirepoix, that's what I started off with, and I've sauteed some veggies. I've sauteed some celery, some carrots, bell peppers, onions, and so what I wanted to do is I want to get them a little tenderized. I have my potatoes here, and I have I'd say about a couple pounds of potatoes, and I just peeled them. Let me show you real quick. I peeled them, I cubed them up, I put them in a really rapid boil water, and I just lightly seasoned the water, and so that'll help it so you don't have to put so much salt in it while you're making it. And then I have my stock over here that's heating up, and that's my stock. If you look at one of my videos, you'll find the stock that I made from my turkey bones, my leftover turkey bones, and I did a really wonderful stock and a delicious stock, and I froze it. And so I thawed it out, and now I'm just going to boil it because I'm going to add it to my soup. And then, in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and add some water to this other pot so that I can get started on the broccoli soup, which is going to be really good. I think you'll like it. So I've had it, and it's pretty darn good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get that going. Turn that on. Put the lid on so that it can heat up. And then season it, a little bit of salt. There's my towel, there it is. And then I'm just going to take these little leaves that are on the side, just take them off. And these soup recipes are so easy. I mean, if you want to get the canned soup, that's fine too. If you want to incorporate this canned soup and add it to this, you can. You might want to check your salt intake on the soups. But I tell you, this is a really good soup. And I take the bottom part of the stem off. And then I'm just going to, you can steam it. Let me remove some of the water out of this because I really want just a little. So I'm kind of like, well, I'm poaching them. I'm poaching my veggies. So I have like probably a cup in there. I'll go ahead and put that in there. And just and then put my broccoli in there. Okay. And then I'm going to put all that in there, and then I'm just going to crank it up. I'm going to add some onions to that. Okay, and I believe this should be boiling. If it doesn't boil, I tell you, put a lid on it, and it just makes all the difference in the world. Then I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of bell pepper in there because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my immersion blender, and I'm going to cream it up that way. And if you want to add some potatoes to your broccoli, you can add some potatoes to your broccoli, and it'll give it a little bit more texture, make it more creamier. I think this time I'm going to put a little bit of milk in it because it came out really good with the milk. But you don't even have to do a slurry with this. I mean, this is like really wholesome because You don't have any fillers in it whatsoever. The only filler is potato, which is a vegetable, right? And if you're trying to do away with starches, then I just wouldn't use it. But it's cold, and you want something that some kind of comfort in your food, then I would do this. If you have leeks, that's even better. So I'm going to go ahead and add some of my celery. You can go ahead and use the inside of that celery. See how I grab that? I'm going to go ahead and rinse it. I like a lot of celery in my soups, especially in my cream soups. There's something about the celery that gives it that nice flavor. It's almost like a sweet, savory, it just brings it back home. Gives it that nice warm home style soup. And then I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. Just go ahead and just chop it all up and cover that up. My potatoes are brown. I could hear them. Okay. And like I said, I'm not going to put any potatoes in this one, so I have two separate soups, and if I want to later on, I can mix them up if I want. So you can do the same. Okay. So I'm going to take some of this out, right? I need some of the fluids in there. Get a pot, this nice large pot. I'll go ahead and pour that in there. I'm going to pour in my sauteed veggies. I got a little bit scorched. Try not to scorch them. But if you did, it's no biggie. They got a little, well, not scorched, but caramelized. And then I'm going to go ahead and mash the potatoes. And the main thing is the season. You want your soup to have a nice flavor. You want that winter yummy flavor. And just, you want to go ahead and try it. I'll get some spoons out here. Okay. Yeah, that's good. I like the flavors. I'm going to add a little bit of pepper. A nice pinch of pepper. I'm going to add some salt. 21 seasonings. It has garlic in it. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. That's a good tablespoon. I'm going to add extra thyme in there. And about a half a teaspoon of thyme. And then to make it give it that really creamy flavor, I'm going to add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. Decrease the heat, lower the heat, mash it up some more. Right? Just mash this baby up. Oops. Okay. Add a little bit more of those liquids. And then I might add some of this stock in there. And you don't really have to add the stock because the flavors of the potato are already nice. Okay, I'm going to turn that off. They already have a lot of flavor, the potatoes and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and then take the top off because you want to reduce it. You want those flavors to come together, and you want it to evaporate so that the flavors can condense, and then it'll be nice and rich and flavorful. So I'm going to take my immersion blender because potatoes are pretty much done. Put this aside. Okay. Plug it up. And then just kind of but I want to reiterate that because, especially if you're gluten intolerant, it's like delicious. It's coming out. I mean, it's so, you can turn it off at this point because it'll be like lava and it'll start spewing in your face. Oops. Like that. Actually, it's pretty good. I think it needs just a little bit more salt. If you want to use asparagus, instead, you can use the asparagus. And this thing is splatting on me like crazy. Okay, I'm going to give it one more try since I added the salt. I'm going to add tarragon. I think I want to put some tarragon in there. That's good. Okay. Let's see if I can find it. There it is. My tarragon leaf. Of course, fresh is always better. Alrighty. And then you take a nice bowl. Nice bowl and plate here, and just kind of scoop that in. And there you have a nice creamy soup. You serve it, and then you have it, and I'll show you. The next video will be the broccoli soup, and I'll show you how that's finished after I finish serving this to a guest. Okay, talk to you soon.